We live in a world where everything seems to move very quickly. Life, with its challenges and pressures, often leaves us constantly on the go, with little space to stop and reflect. However, even in the midst of this rush, it is possible to find true inner tranquility, a place of peace that helps us face difficulties with clarity and a positive attitude. This is exactly what ancient teachings offer us, powerful tools for living more balanced and serene lives. For centuries, ancient wisdom has provided us with profound insights that can guide us toward living with greater peace and harmony. In this video, we'll explore how to apply these teachings, especially those from Buddhism, to better navigate the challenges of life with a calm and optimistic outlook. The first step toward a more peaceful life is cultivating a positive mindset. The human mind has an amazing ability to shape our reality. When we allow ourselves to focus on the good and adopt a positive mindset, we begin to transform the way we see the world around us. Buddhism, with its deep teachings, invites us to understand the mind as a fertile field where our thoughts and attitudes grow. And just like a garden, if we plant positive thoughts, we will reap the fruits of peace, happiness, and balance. The Buddha, in his teachings, always emphasized the importance of maintaining a clear mind, focused on the present moment. He taught us that true peace comes when we stop living in the past or obsessively worrying about the future. When we can achieve this, our mind, like the current of a river, flows naturally, without stops or blockages. The central concept here is mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in our lives. Imagine yourself in a beautiful moment, like watching a sunset, and instead of losing yourself in distant thoughts, you simply allow yourself to appreciate the beauty of what's happening right now. That's mindfulness in action. By practicing mindfulness, we teach our minds to be in the now, to enjoy the small things, to find joy in the simplest experiences. By doing so, we cultivate a positive mindset, even in the midst of difficult moments. When we focus on the present, we become less prone to falling into negativity that arises when our mind drifts to past mistakes or future uncertainties. A practical example of this can be seen in something as simple as a meal. Instead of eating hurriedly, if you allow yourself to really savor each bite, appreciating the flavors and textures, you are practicing mindfulness. Not only does this improve the experience, but it also strengthens your mind, making it easier to face life's challenges in a calm and balanced way. When you adopt this practice of being fully present, it doesn't mean that you are ignoring the problems or difficulties. On the contrary, mindfulness helps us face those obstacles with a clear mind without being overwhelmed by anxiety or fear. Instead of being weighed down by difficulties, you begin to see them from a different perspective, as opportunities for growth. When we are present and positive, we have the ability to transform challenges into something that strengthens us, teaches us, and helps us grow. Now you might be wondering how to start cultivating mindfulness in your daily life. The good news is that it doesn't require major changes. A simple exercise is to focus on your breathing, on the sensation of each inhale and exhale. Throughout the day, you can pay attention to what you're doing, whether it's washing dishes, walking, or talking with a friend. This helps increase your awareness and presence in the moment, making positivity a natural part of your life. The second important step is the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most transformative forces we can cultivate. When we stop to reflect on what we have and what is good in our lives, we choose to focus on the positive, instead of getting lost in what we lack. Buddhism teaches us that gratitude goes beyond mere social gestures. It is a spiritual practice. Gratitude connects us with the abundance that already exists in our lives, and by expressing it, we promote a sense of contentment. Often in the rush of daily life, we forget to appreciate the small things that truly make a difference, like the warmth of the sun, the coolness of a gentle breeze, or the smile of a friend. These simple yet precious moments are sources of joy that we often overlook. One of the most powerful ways to practice gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal, where you write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. It can be something as simple as a tasty meal or a kind gesture you received. As this practice becomes a habit, you'll start noticing how your perspective on life begins to shift. You begin to focus more on the good things, on the blessings you already have, and this inevitably leads to a greater sense of peace and happiness. In addition, gratitude involves a shift in perspective. Often, we focus on difficulties and challenges, forgetting to recognize the valuable lessons they may bring. Even in the most difficult moments, there is always something to be grateful for, a lesson learned, an opportunity to grow. Gratitude teaches us to transform difficulties into learning experiences, something that is crucial for maintaining a positive attitude toward life. Lastly, gratitude doesn't have to be just an internal feeling. It can also be expressed through actions. Whether it's saying thank you to someone who has done something kind, or helping someone else without expecting anything in return, these small acts of gratitude help create a positive energy around us. The more you practice gratitude, the more it becomes a natural part of your being. I invite you to reflect on what's good in your life, the small and big blessings that often go unnoticed. And if you feel that this video has brought something positive to you, I encourage you to share your own experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear how the practice of gratitude has impacted your life, and it would be a pleasure to know what you have to say. Now that we've discussed the importance of cultivating a positive mindset and practicing gratitude, let's explore the powerful impact of being kind to ourselves. The way we speak to ourselves holds tremendous power. In fact, the internal dialogue we maintain shapes our perception of ourselves and the world around us. Buddhism teaches us the importance of self-compassion, recognizing that we are all on a journey of self-discovery and growth. Harsh self-criticism only serves to reinforce negative patterns of thought, stalling our personal growth. But what if I told you that you could be your own best friend? Someone who is always supportive, understanding, and compassionate, especially in your moments of struggle. Imagine having a friend who's always there for you, offering encouragement and understanding, never criticizing but always providing words of comfort and love. What if I told you that this friend could be you? In Buddhist teachings, there's an important lesson about the way we speak to ourselves, called self-compassion. It's like becoming your own best friend, someone who offers gentleness and understanding rather than harsh judgment. The Buddha emphasized the importance of right speech, not only in how we speak to others, but also in how we speak to ourselves. This includes recognizing the power of the words we use internally. Consider the words you use when you describe yourself. Are they supportive or critical? Buddhism teaches us that the language we use internally shapes our self-perception and how we engage with the world. Self-compassion means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend. It's about recognizing that we are all imperfect and that imperfection is part of what it means to be human. When we make mistakes, instead of berating ourselves, we can simply say, "It's okay, everyone makes mistakes." The first step toward practicing self-compassion is to pay attention to your inner dialogue. Notice when you are being overly critical of yourself. If you wouldn't say those things to a friend, why say them to yourself? Gently redirect those negative thoughts, replacing them with affirmations of kindness. Another way to practice self-compassion is through positive affirmations, affirmations that you repeat to yourself to reinforce a loving and compassionate mindset. For instance, you could say to yourself, "I am worthy of love and happiness," or "I am strong and capable." These affirmations help to gradually reshape your internal narrative, reinforcing the idea that you are deserving of kindness, both from others and from yourself. Meditation is another powerful tool for cultivating self-compassion. By sitting in silence for a few minutes each day, focusing on your breath and letting go of self-judgment, you create space for inner peace. During this time, you can allow yourself to simply be, without the pressure to perform or meet expectations. As you build this practice, self-compassion will begin to emerge naturally, and you will notice that you approach yourself and your challenges with more patience and understanding. Being kind to yourself doesn't mean ignoring areas where you could improve. Rather, it means approaching self-improvement with love and encouragement instead of criticism. When you treat yourself with compassion, you create a foundation of inner strength that enables you to face life's challenges with resilience and grace. In the grand symphony of life, the relationship you have with yourself is key. By embracing the art of self-compassion, you become not just your own best friend, but an unwavering source of support on your journey toward positivity and inner peace. This step is particularly important in a world where we are often our harshest critics. The pressure to be perfect, to meet expectations, can be overwhelming. But by choosing to speak kindly to ourselves, we create space for growth and healing. We learn to embrace our imperfections and celebrate the process of becoming better without the pressure of perfection. A gentle call for interaction. As we move through these steps toward building a more positive and peaceful life, I want to invite you to take a moment to reflect. How do you talk to yourself? Are there words you can begin to change in your internal dialogue? I would love to hear your thoughts on this journey. If this video has resonated with you, consider sharing your experiences in the comments below. We're building a community here, one that supports and uplifts each other. Your voice matters, and your reflections can be a source of encouragement for others who may be on a similar path. If you feel that these teachings are helping you, I'd also love for you to share this video with a friend or family member who might benefit from it. Sometimes we just need a gentle reminder to be kind to ourselves, and your sharing could be the perfect nudge for someone else to start their own journey of self-compassion. Remember, we're all in this together, and I appreciate you being here on this journey of growth and positivity. As we continue through the steps, let's stay connected and supportive of one another. Now that we've covered the importance of self-compassion and positive self-talk, we're going to explore the third step. Would you like to continue to the next part? If so, let me know, and we'll dive deeper into how to keep your body healthy and maintain balance in life. Now that we've explored the power of cultivating a positive mindset, practicing gratitude, and nurturing self-compassion, it's time to talk about the importance of taking care of our physical body. In the quest for inner peace and well-being, we must recognize that our body is not separate from our mind. Buddhism teaches us that the health of our body is closely linked to the health of our mind, and one cannot truly flourish without the other. Just as we nourish our minds with positive thoughts and intentions, we must also nourish our bodies with proper care, rest, and activity. When we do so, we create a balanced, harmonious life that supports both physical vitality and mental clarity. Imagine your body as a beautiful temple, a sacred space that houses your spirit and energy. Just as we care for a temple by keeping it clean, safe, and respected, we must care for our bodies in a similar way. The Buddha spoke of the body as a precious gift, a vessel that allows us to experience the fullness of life. When our bodies are well cared for, they become reliable companions on our journey, supporting us as we navigate the world around us. A healthy body provides us with the energy and stamina to engage with life in a meaningful way, whether that means taking on challenges, experiencing joy, or simply finding moments of peace. One of the fundamental ways to honor our body is through nutrition. What we choose to put into our bodies has a profound impact on our physical health, as well as our mental well-being. Just as you wouldn't offer unhealthy food to a sacred temple, it's essential to feed your body with nourishing foods that promote health and vitality. This doesn't mean we should deny ourselves the occasional indulgence, but rather focus on creating a balanced approach to what we eat. Eating fresh, whole foods that fuel our body and mind helps maintain energy, clarity, and emotional stability. Nutrition isn't just about what you eat, but also how you approach food. When you eat mindfully, savoring each bite and appreciating the nourishment it provides, you're engaging in an act of self-care and love for your body. Exercise is another key aspect of maintaining a healthy body. Physical movement is essential for keeping our bodies strong, flexible, and resilient. It also has profound effects on our mental health. Whether it's through intense workouts or gentle activities like yoga or walking, regular exercise helps release stress, boosts mood, and enhances overall well-being. The Buddha recognized the importance of maintaining the body in harmony with the mind, and movement, whether through walking, stretching, or dancing, can be a way to engage in mindfulness in motion. It's not about pushing yourself to the limit, but rather finding an activity that feels good to you, one that supports your overall well-being and brings you joy. Another important aspect of caring for our bodies is rest. Just as our bodies need food and movement to function optimally, they also need rest. The Buddha often spoke about the importance of balance in life, and rest is a crucial part of that balance. Sleep is essential for physical and mental recovery, allowing the body to heal, recharge, and restore its energy. When we get sufficient rest, we feel more alert, focused, and emotionally stable. In our modern world, it's easy to fall into the trap of overworking and neglecting our need for sleep, But true wellness requires us to honor our need for rest. Create a bedtime routine that allows you to wind down, disconnect from technology, and prepare your body for a peaceful night's sleep. Beyond nutrition, exercise, and rest, it's essential to nourish our bodies with love and care. This includes listening to your body's signals and taking breaks when needed. If you're feeling stressed, tired, or overwhelmed, it's okay to step back and give yourself permission to rest. Self-care is not selfish. It's necessary for maintaining balance and staying centered. When you take care of your body, you send a powerful message to yourself that you are worthy of love and respect. This simple yet profound act creates a solid foundation for a life that is both physically and mentally vibrant. Now you might be thinking, how can I start incorporating these practices into my routine? The first step is to start small. You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle in one day. Begin by making small, conscious choices that support your body. Choose to eat a nourishing meal, go for a walk, or practice a few minutes of mindful breathing each day. Gradually, these small acts of self-care will become a natural part of your routine, and your body will thank you for it. It's important to remember that taking care of your body is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about making mindful choices that honor your body, mind, and spirit. The connection between the mind and body is a key theme in Buddhist teachings. When we take care of our bodies, we're not just improving our physical health, we're also enhancing our mental clarity and emotional resilience. This holistic approach to wellness is essential for creating a positive, balanced life. By nurturing both our mind and body, we cultivate the strength and vitality needed to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and inner peace. As we talk about the importance of maintaining a healthy body, I'd love for you to take a moment to reflect. How are you caring for your body? Are there areas where you could be more mindful in nourishing yourself? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. This is a space where we can all learn from each other and support one another in our journeys toward greater wellness. If this video has been helpful to you, feel free to share it with someone who might benefit from it. Maybe you have a friend or family member who's looking for ways to improve their health and well-being. Your share could be the encouragement they need to start making small, positive changes in their life. Having explored the importance of nurturing a positive mindset, practicing gratitude, cultivating self-compassion, and maintaining a healthy body, the next step in our journey is one that many of us often overlook: embracing change. Life is, by nature, fluid and ever-evolving. If we resist change, we can easily find ourselves stuck, unable to move forward, unable to grow. The teachings of Buddhism emphasize the impermanence of all things, that everything is in a constant state of flux. Understanding this reality and accepting change as a natural part of life is key to maintaining a positive outlook and fostering personal growth. Change isn't something to fear. It's an opportunity to evolve, learn, and create new possibilities for ourselves. When we face change, it often brings a sense of discomfort, even fear. After all, stepping into the unknown can be unsettling. However, the Buddha taught us to see change not as a threat, but as a process of transformation, a chance to become more than we were before. The act of embracing change involves letting go of attachments to the way things used to be, and it requires us to trust in the process of life itself. Just as a tree must shed its leaves in the fall to grow stronger in the spring, we too must let go of certain beliefs, habits, or circumstances in order to make space for new growth. A wonderful way to think about change is through the lens of nature. Consider the journey of a butterfly. It starts as a small egg, then becomes a caterpillar, undergoes a process of transformation in the cocoon, and finally emerges as a beautiful butterfly. This metamorphosis is a profound example of the power of change. The caterpillar cannot remain in its initial form if it is to become the butterfly it is destined to be. Similarly, we are all in a process of continuous transformation. Every change, whether big or small, is an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. The Buddha's teachings encourage us to view life's changes as an essential part of our personal evolution. Rather than resisting, we are invited to lean into change, knowing that it holds the key to a richer, more meaningful existence. Embracing change is also about cultivating a mindset of curiosity and openness. Instead of approaching new experiences with fear, try to approach them with a sense of wonder. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and each new experience offers a chance to learn something valuable. Whether it's trying a new hobby, exploring a different perspective, or facing a difficult challenge, every experience can contribute to your growth. By developing a mindset that embraces the unknown, you'll open yourself up to new opportunities and possibilities that you might otherwise have missed. One important practice in Buddhism to help with embracing change is detachment, not in the sense of not caring, but in learning to release our grip on the things we can't control. It's easy to become attached to outcomes, whether it's a job, a relationship, or an idea of how life should be. But these attachments can create suffering when things inevitably shift or change. Detachment doesn't mean abandoning responsibility or care, but rather, it's about accepting that everything is temporary. When we let go of rigid expectations, we can move through life with greater ease and adaptability. A key concept that arises from this understanding of change is the impermanence of all things. The Buddha often spoke about how everything is in a constant state of flux. Nothing stays the same forever. Understanding this impermanence is liberating because it allows us to accept that no difficult situation, no matter how challenging, will last forever. Similarly, we can appreciate that good moments too are fleeting, and thus we learn to savor them more deeply while they last. When we accept impermanence, we free ourselves from unnecessary attachment and can approach life with greater peace. Another way to embrace change is by setting ourselves up for growth, by stepping out of our comfort zone. Change often requires us to leave the familiar behind, and that can feel daunting. However, every time we take a small step beyond what feels comfortable, we expand our boundaries and grow. Whether it's trying something new, taking on a new responsibility, or pursuing a goal that seems out of reach, pushing yourself to grow helps you evolve in ways you never imagined. The Buddha's teachings on mindfulness and presence can be applied here as well. When we are mindful of our thoughts, we can notice the fear that arises when we face something unfamiliar, and with practice, we can learn to move through that fear without being consumed by it. In practical terms, embracing change might involve taking on new challenges, learning new skills, or simply being open to new experiences. The journey of personal growth is ongoing, and it doesn't happen in an instant. Small steps, when taken with intention and mindfulness, lead to significant change over time. Each moment is a chance to let go of old habits and thoughts that no longer serve us, and each choice can help us move closer to the person we are meant to become. As you continue on your path, remember that embracing change is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires patience and compassion toward yourself. When you meet challenges, don't view them as obstacles, but as stepping stones in your journey. Every challenge you face, every change you embrace, is an opportunity to grow and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. Now that we've discussed the importance of embracing change and personal growth, it's time to talk about the crucial role that goal setting plays in our journey. Setting clear and achievable goals is not only a way to chart our course in life, but also a tool to help us move forward with purpose and intention. The teachings of Buddhism offer valuable insights into how we can approach our goals with balance, patience, and mindfulness. The Buddha's concept of the middle way guides us in creating a path that isn't too extreme, either overly ambitious or too passive, but one that is aligned with our true nature and life's deeper aspirations. Goal setting is often seen as a way to achieve success or to reach a specific destination. However, in Buddhism, success is not merely about reaching an endpoint, but rather about the journey itself. The Buddha's teachings emphasize the importance of living with intention and mindfulness in every moment. This means that the process of working toward a goal is just as significant as achieving it. The middle way reminds us to find balance in our efforts, avoiding extremes of overwork or complacency, and instead setting realistic goals that motivate us while allowing room for self-care and reflection. When we approach goal setting with the Buddhist perspective, we focus on creating goals that are aligned with our values and deeper sense of purpose. These goals are not simply about external achievements or societal recognition, but about cultivating inner growth and wisdom. For instance, rather than setting a goal purely based on external validation, like a promotion at work, a Buddhist approach might ask, what is my true intention behind this goal? How does it serve my personal growth and my connection with others? When we set goals that are rooted in our core values, we are more likely to stay motivated and inspired, even when the path becomes challenging. A key aspect of goal setting from a Buddhist perspective is that we don't rush the process. It's easy to become impatient, especially in today's fast-paced world, where instant gratification is often expected. However, the Buddha taught us that true growth takes time, patience, and consistent effort. Setting goals with the understanding that they may take time to achieve allows us to enjoy the journey and not simply focus on the destination. This mindset encourages us to be kind to ourselves and to avoid the self-criticism that can arise when things don't progress as quickly as we'd like. Another important aspect of goal setting in Buddhism is non-attachment. While it is important to have goals and to work toward them, we must also practice detachment from the outcome. This means that we put in our effort without becoming overly fixated on the results. When we are attached to a specific outcome, we create suffering for ourselves, especially if things don't turn out the way we expected. Buddhism teaches us to approach our goals with flexibility, understanding that while we may work hard and strive for success, we can't always control the outcome. By detaching ourselves from the need for a particular result, we find peace regardless of the outcome. To begin setting achievable goals, start by reflecting on what truly matters to you. What are your values, passions, and aspirations? What kind of person do you want to become? And what impact do you want to have in the world? Once you've gained clarity on your values, break down your larger goals into smaller, more manageable steps. These smaller steps will help you stay focused and motivated without feeling overwhelmed. Remember, the journey is just as important as the destination, and every small step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. One effective way to ensure your goals are achievable is to follow the SMART criteria: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework helps you create clear and realistic goals, making it easier to track progress and stay motivated. For example, instead of setting a vague goal like "I want to be healthier," make it more specific. "I will walk for 30 minutes every day for the next month." This goal is measurable, achievable, relevant to your health, and time-bound with a clear deadline. By breaking down larger goals into smaller, actionable steps, you create a roadmap that makes it easier to stay on track. While it's important to set realistic goals, it's also crucial to challenge yourself. Growth happens when we push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. However, this doesn't mean setting goals that are too unrealistic or overwhelming. The middle way encourages us to find a balance between pushing ourselves to grow and being patient with the process. When you set goals that challenge you while also being achievable, you create an environment where you can thrive and experience personal growth. Along the way, celebrate small victories. Each step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, is a success in itself. These small victories build momentum and encourage you to keep going, even when the larger goal seems distant. Remember, progress is not always linear, and setbacks are a natural part of the journey. By focusing on the process rather than only the end result, you can stay motivated and maintain a positive outlook. Finally, remember that life is about balance. While achieving goals is important, it's equally important to enjoy the journey and to maintain harmony in all areas of your life. The Buddha taught us that a life of balance and mindfulness is key to true happiness and fulfillment. This means making time for self-care, nurturing relationships, and practicing gratitude along the way. By keeping these elements in mind, you can create a life that is rich in meaning and filled with joy, regardless of where you are on your journey. As you reflect on setting achievable goals, I encourage you to think about the goals you want to pursue in your life. What are the small, meaningful steps you can take today to move closer to your aspirations? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Feel free to share them in the comments below. Your insights may inspire someone else to take that first step toward their own goals. If you found value in this video, consider sharing it with someone who is looking for guidance on how to set achievable, meaningful goals. By sharing this message, you might be helping someone else find the clarity and inspiration they need to start their own journey toward growth and success. As we wrap up this final section, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and growth. If you've enjoyed this content and found it helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love for you to stay connected as we continue exploring more ways to live with intention, mindfulness, and positivity. Thank you once again for being part of this community. Wishing you all the best as you move forward with your goals and aspirations. Take it one step at a time, and remember, each step is progress toward the life you're meant to create.